Hello everyone. I am Mrs. Shobha Nikam from Department of ENTC Engineering of AISSMS Institute of Information Technology Pune. In this video, I'll describe VLSI design flow. VLSI stands for Very Large Scale Integration. In an integrated circuit, various components like resistors, capacitors, transistors, etc. are formed and connected within a small chip made up of semiconductor material. An IC combines both active elements like diodes and transistors with passive elements like resistors and capacitors. The number of components fitted into a standard size IC represents its integration scale. In other words, it is a density of components or transistors on a chip. Scales of integration are classified as small scale integration, medium scale integration, large scale integration, very large scale integration, and ultra large scale integration. In small scale integration, number of transistors present on chip are 10 to 100 and number of gates as gates are made up of transistors are about 10. Examples of small scale integration are logic gates and flip-flops. In medium scale integration, around 100 to 1000 transistors are present on a chip. Around or less than 100 gates are present on a chip. Examples of medium scale integration are counters, multiplexers, and resistors. In large scale integration, where 1000 to 10,000 transistors are present, when I'm talking about transistors, it means CMOS transistors, MOSFETs per chip, or more than 100 gates are present in a single chip. Can you imagine such a tiny chip having 100 gates? An example is 8-bit processors. VLSI In VLSI, 10,000 to 1 lakh transistors are present in a single chip, or more than 3,000 gates are present in a single chip. And examples are 16-bit and 32-bit processors. In ultra large scale integration, 1 lakh to 10 lakh transistors are present per chip. And examples are smart sensors, VR reality modules, and many more. So, in case of VLSI, millions of transistors are present on a single tiny chip. In 1965, Jordan Moore, CEO and co-founder of Intel, stated that number of transistors per chip will double in every 2 years. Moore's prediction has been used in every semiconductor industry for long-term planning. The trade-off between cost and performance is fundamental to any system. In VLSI or in chip design, the basic parameters are area, time or speed, and power consumption. With advances in semiconductor industries, chip size should decrease, power consumption should decrease, and speed of performance must be improved. VLSI design is split up into front-end design using HDLs and back-end design or physical design. This design flow starts with system specifications. Design entry can be done using hardware description languages like VHDL or Verilog or schematic entry. After completing HDL code, logic synthesis is performed. Synthesis converts VHDL statements into a netlist. Netlist means logic cells and connections. System partitioning divides a design into ASIC-sized pieces. ASIC stands for Application Specific Integrated Circuits. Pre-layout simulation is performed to check functionality of written HDL code. If the design functions correctly, then it goes to floor planning, else schematic entry or HDL code will be changed. Floor planning arrange blocks on chip in systematic way. Here, in floor planning, different clock distribution, power distribution techniques can be applied. Placement decide the locations of cells in a block. After placement, routing is done. It makes connections between cells and blocks. Circuit extraction is used to determine parasitic elements like resistors and capacitors of the interconnect. System is again simulated after layout to see the design still works with the added loads of the interconnect. Here, timing, power, and area constraints are checked, and finally, the design can be downloaded into programmable logic devices like FPGAs and CPLDs. That's all for now. Thank you for watching.